Hi guys, it's Crystal with Design Bundles. Today I'm going to show you guys how you can layer sublimation and HTV. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's start with the design over here in Design Bundles. This is a free download, and if you don't know how to get to the free downloads, you're just going to come right here where it says more, and then you can come right over here where it says free downloads. So currently, as we speak, this is a free download. It may or may not be by the time I've uploaded this video, but this will be linked down below. One thing that I absolutely love about Design Bundles free items, you don't have to add it to your cart, then check out, go through the whole process. You can simply hit download free now, and it's going to pop right up here and be ready to go. So this is really cool because it's an SVG as well as a PNG, and you can also do embroidery with this as well. So let's go ahead and we're going to take this to Cricut Design Space as well as Sawgrass Creative Studio. So let's start with Cricut Design Space. All right, so now that we're here in Cricut Design Space, I've already uploaded this file and I chose the SVG. So for the SVG, it does come with several layers, so it's going to be super easy to delete all the layers except for the one that we need. Now the one that we're going to keep is the chicken, but there's also hearts, and we're going to use contour to get rid of those. So the first thing we need to do is size our image. So you're going to go ahead and measure your t-shirt, figure out about the size that you want to do. Now for me personally, I'm doing a youth large and I want to do a nice big design. So I want to do at least 10 inches wide. So I'm going to come up here to the width and we're going to change it to 10 inches and hit enter. So here is the measurements of our design. So we're at 10 inches by 11.166. Now I want to take note of this measurement, so I'm going to go ahead and write down 10 by 11.166 because we need this exact measurement to take over to Sawgrass Creative Studio. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and delete everything except for the chicken. So I'm going to delete all these layers. You can also hide them right over here. And then for this one, I'm going to hit contour and we're going to get rid of those hearts. So I'm going to click all of those like so. We're going to hit exit. So now we're left with a chicken. And this is going to be our glitter HTV, which is going to be 8.241 by 2.985. This is completely ready to go. We can go ahead and cut this out. Now let's go ahead and come over here to Sawgrass Creative Studio. This is the main page you're going to come to, but what we're going to use is custom canvas so I can get those exact measurements. I'm going to come up to unit and I'm going to change it to inches and I'm going to go ahead and put in those measurements. So I know we've got 10 wide by 11.166. So whenever I put in 11.166, it's going to round over to 11.17 and that's totally fine. So we're going to go ahead and hit create. Using the custom canvas is my absolute favorite way to design something out and get those exact measurements. So I'm going to go ahead and come to galleries and add my image that I've already uploaded. So this is the PNG version. And what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to drag this out. I can do that here, or I could come over here and I could scale it right here. And I'm just going to bring it all the way up, and that way I know it's going to be the exact size. So if I run out of space, I can come over here to my arrows and do it in small increments just to kind of get exactly where I need it to be. Now you want to make sure that nothing is touching. I think everything looks good. Everything is well within this square. So I know that this should be pretty close to that 10.11.166. Now that I have this sized the way that I want it, the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here where it says clear white, and we're going to delete the pieces we don't need. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of chicken because we're going to actually cut that out with our Cricut. So we're going to hit save, and we are ready to print this out. All right, so I'm going to start with cutting out my HTV. I actually use the Cricut Joy for this, so I just loaded this in. This is some of their smart material. So I'm going to cut out my glitter HTV, and then I've already printed out my sublimation design with my Sawgrass printer. So this is going to fit nicely in there, as you can see. So let's go ahead and prep our t-shirt. So this is actually a Cricut blank, so it's 100% polyester. You want to go ahead and lint roll first. So we're going to go ahead and lint roll just to make sure we don't have any lint. And then we're going to go ahead and get our heat press ready to go. So we're going to go ahead and set this at 400 degrees for 35 seconds. And I'm going to go ahead and use a pressing pillow since I'm using a smaller t-shirt and it's going to have seams. So I'm going to go ahead and press this just for a few seconds to pull out any sort of moisture. and then we're going to take it back over to the table so we can get our design on. You could definitely do it there if you're comfortable, but if you're somebody that's kind of new, I want to show you how to kind of get this where it needs to be. You can fold your design in half to figure out where the center point is, and you want to get it right there where the tag is, and you just want to come down for a kid's shirt maybe like 2 inches. So we're going to go ahead and tape this down. It's ready to go. We're going to load back up our pressing pillow, a piece of butcher paper to protect our pressing pillow. And now we're ready to add our t-shirt to the press. We're just going to go ahead and lay this right on top of everything. So now what I'm going to do is just make sure that this design is on the pressing pillow. So I'm going to go ahead and cover that design with a piece of parchment paper to protect our press. And we're going to press it for 35 seconds. So we're going to go ahead and we're ready to go. So we're going to lift that up. You can see that steam. That's the sublimation process. Remove that parchment paper and pull off our design. Look how bright and vibrant this is. Looks super good. Now let's take it back over and add the HTV. So we're gonna just lay this out nice and straight. Let it cool down. I'm on a granite countertop, so it cools it down right away. Once it's cool, you're gonna add your HTV. And in the meantime, we're gonna change our temp settings on the heat press to around 312 for around 12 to 15 seconds. So I've already got that ready to go. And while it's still cooling down, so I've got a few more seconds, I'm gonna start to load my design. I'm going to use that pressing pillow again. I'm going to go ahead and lay my t-shirt right on top of that. And then we're going to add another piece of parchment paper just to protect, because we have fresh sublimation ink there. We're going to put 2 of those just to protect our heat press just in case. Now, when it comes to parchment paper, it will not pull out any of that ink. Plus, we've lowered our temperature, so it's not going to resublimate. If you were to use copy paper, it could possibly pull out some of your ink. So definitely do not do that. Make sure you are using parchment paper. So there you have it. You've got HTV on top of sublimation. It looks super, super good. You can see HTV. You can see the sublimation there. And then you can see on our parchment papers that no ink is on here. So definitely make sure you guys are using the parchment paper. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, please hit the like button down below and subscribe. And I'll see you on the next one.